Pokemon Showdown random battles, where today we are going to be discussing this battle I had specifically with Just BHS, a very peculiar name, and specifically like the decisions I was able to make to help me win the Pokemon that were doing well in this battle, specifically Weezing. Chansey is already a big problem to deal with because it's so bulky and has so much HP. It probably has an Eviolite. It seems to have Soft Boiled, Seismic Toss, and some other shenanigans, but my Weezing's actually holding very well. It has a Fire Blast, a Strange Seam that has a 20% chance for confusion, so I'm trying to hit that. And throw a couple of Fire Blasts in, trying to get a burn as well. But I'm actually doing not that bad with this Seismic Toss because I'm able to heal it back up with some Pain Split and my Black Sludge that gives me HP over time. Basically a poison type leftovers. As you can see, I'm having a little bit of difficulty because this Chansey is really bulky. Even with crits left and right, it's just not working out very well. This Chansey's level 82. They're both the same level, but you know, Galarian Weezing stats aren't the best, to be honest. Chansey's defensive stats are just over the roof, but I managed to keep in there with some Pain Splits here and there, keeping me a little healthy. Overall, I'm not hitting them confusions. Oh, as of right now, I finally hit the confusion, and I believe I do get a burn right after, which was very lucky on my part. The unfortunate part is that I do not get the KO because this Chansey lives on incredibly low health, 1% health, which is just bonkers, man. I keep trying to whittle it down because I see an opportunity. If he keeps getting confused, he can obviously eventually faint. It does make it difficult though, because since it is starting to get way lower the health than me, I can't really start Pain Splitting again until I'm lower health than it. It obviously gets out of confusion. It hits another Soft Boiled, which is very annoying. But it still burns, so it's not really doing that much damage, even though Seismic Toss doesn't really do it based off the attack stat anyway. So the burn doesn't really do much in terms of like taking more hits, but it does whittle it down slowly, which is all you can really ask for against a Chansey. Besides, this Chansey would be very annoying against the rest of my team, so I'd rather just try and whittle it down as much as I can, or try to KO it. This Weezing's doing very well, surprisingly well against the Chansey considering its stats. And he still managed to keep in, but they're very low in health, both of them, so I'm not really able to get a Pain Split off here, and it just KOs me with 32%, but it's at 1%, so I throw in Sand Slash in here, get a quick knockoff. I see that's in Eviolite, obviously. It throws in his Weezing, which has the same ability. I go for another knockoff, but he gets a Will-O-Wisp off, which kinda sucks. It's kind of very similar to the Galarian Weezing set. I managed to get a flinch off with Iron Head. I keep going for these flinches, trying to get some quick stuff in. Throws in a Toxic Spikes, it doesn't really affect me because I'm still in. I get another flinch from an Iron Head, but I'm burned, so I'm not really doing the best damage. I keep just trying to go for these Iron Heads, and the irony here is that this Weezing also has Pain Split. I go for the Rapid Spin, trying to get these Toxic Spikes off of the field, get some speed boost in. I'm still burned, so I'm not doing that much damage at all, and this thing's just gonna keep trying to Pain Split me. The irony. I keep trying to go for some Iron Heads, trying to get some flinches in. I do get very lucky. It is a stab Iron Head. I go for the Triple Axle, which does more damage the more time it hits. I get the KO on Weezing. That thing is out of here. He next throws in a Leopard. I go for a knockout, trying to get the item in, but I believe I unfortunately died to a knockoff myself. And Sand Slash goes down. I throw in a Scavalier, trying to get a stab bug move, but he does get rid of my Choice Band. I do get the KO because it is a stab Mega Horn coming from an Escavalier. This Altaria is a Fire Blast, which is unfortunate. I thought so. Otherwise, you wouldn't really throw it into a Scavalier. I got Dreadnaught though. I Dynamaxx. Go for a Max Rock Fall, because that is not only stab, but super effective. And it's going to help set up the Sandstorm for me. It doesn't really help me too much, but, you know, it helps. Get rid of the Altaria. This Togedemaru comes in. Even though it does use Spiky Shield, I'm using a Max Geyser, which does hit and protect and crits. And even though Electric is super effective against Dreadnaught, it's not gonna do. I'm not really worried about it because I get a stab rain boosted Max Geyser. It just annihilates it. His last Pokemon is the Tapu Lele, which is a bit problematic because it is now Dynamaxx. I do 50% with the rain boosted Liquidation, but unfortunately get knocked out. My next Pokemon in here, I believe, was Greedon. Try to get some damage off or just try to stall out them turns. He does get a Starfall, it does 49%. I believe he does get a higher roll this next turn, or just does Mind Storm, might do more damage. He does get the KO there, but it's a 35%. His Dynamaxx turns are over. I throw in Suicune, trying to sweep up the job. He does actually almost bring it back. I feel like if he got like a crit Psychic or a crit like Fairy move, he probably could have still won. But I was able to just barely bring it back with the Scald, and I was able to take the KO and win this match.